Hello guys, I welcome all of you to this video. This is the second part of the video series that we have started. In this video series, we are going to continuously discuss concepts and sample questions for verbal ability section that you get in MBA entrance examinations. We have already started with the series, and if you want to know about subject and verb agreement and pronoun antecedent agreement of error identification question type, you have to refer to the previous video. Today in this video we are going to cover the next types of errors that you can expect in error identification question types. So let us get started. The first error that or error type we are going to discuss today is verb tenses. Now in the previous video we have already discussed what is the meaning of verb and what is the meaning of subject. So please refer to that video if you want to understand it in detail. Now verb and tense should go hand in hand. What is the meaning of this? We have to maintain consistency with verb and tenses, with sentences and passages. Now if we say that she finished her homework and is watching TV now, here we are using ed, which refers to past tense, and here in the second part of the sentence we are using is, which refers to the present tense. Now these two things are not going hand in hand. That is the reason we have to stick to one tense. Now it is not exactly how it is. We are not supposed to stick to one tense just because we have to. It is not a rule as such, but please understand the context of the question. According to the requirement of the grammatical accuracy of that question, we have to decide which tense we have to stick to, right? So here in this sentence, we have already established that the homework was finished in the past. So when we are continuing with the next part, we certainly have to continue with past tense. And the correct form here would be, she finished her homework and watched TV. She is not watching TV, she watched TV at that time when she finished her homework. After that, she watched TV, right? So this is what we call verb and tense agreement as well. Verb is what? Verb is indicating that this is a past tense. So we have to maintain our verbs accordingly, right? The next type of error is parallelism. What is parallelism? What is it? When all the elements of the sentences or the list or the series that you are writing, right, are in the same grammatical form. If they are not in the same grammatical form, that sentence is not grammatically incorrect, but it is not very appropriate. We have to write, we have to be not only perfect, but we also have to be appropriate and accurate when it comes to grammatical accuracy. Remember that. So let us discuss this sentence right now as an example. She likes running, to swim and biking. Now here running, biking are gerunds. But what about to swim? To swim certainly is not a gerund. But this is another verb that we are adding to the sentence. This is a part of that series. And when we are writing a series or a list, we have to make sure that we are continuously using same grammatical form. That is what we call parallelism. Now, if we write it like she likes running, swimming and biking, all gerunds, right? Suddenly this becomes more appropriate, right? So this is what we call parallelism. Now let us discuss a few more types of errors over here. One is of course misplaced or dangling modifiers. What do we understand by this now? First of all, let us understand what is a modifier. Modifier is basically a word or a phrase that modifies other idea in the sentence, right? So that is what we call a modifier. Now if the modifier is misplaced, it will create confusion. If it is dangling, it does not know what it is talking about or what exactly is it modifying, then it becomes dangling, right? It does not know where it is going basically. So that is what we call dangling modifier, right? You have to place modifiers next to the word they are supposed to modify. If they are placed to some if they are misplaced, it means if they are placed uh, near to the word which they are not supposed to modify, then it creates a lot of ambiguity, right? So let us understand it with the help of an example. She almost drove her kids to school every day. When we say she almost drove, which means that she is not actually reaching to the school, she is only driving till before it, and she's leaving her kids there. But is this the meaning of this sentence? No. What this sentence wants to tell us is she drove her kids to school every day, almost every day. So the almost word is a modifier and it should come near or before every day, right? So let us see what is the correct version of it. She drove her kids to school almost every day. She drove her kids to school almost every day. Now this sentence helps us understand that yes, a person is dropping his or her kids to school on everyday basis, right? When the word almost was used before her instead of every day, what was happening there? There was a lot of confusion whether she actually went to the school every day, whether she actually dropped her kids to the school every day, or almost she went till up till the school and did not drop. What exactly was happening was unclear, right? Now the next is example of dangling. This was misplaced, it was wrongly placed, so it is misplaced modifier. Now our dangling modifiers: while reading the book the lights went out. Who was reading the book? We don't know. We are talking about ourselves here, right? But is that mentioned clearly? Of course, it is not mentioned. In that case, what we have to do, we have to put the subject over there. When there is no subject, you don't know what that modifier is actually dangling to. So while I was reading the book, the lights went out is the correct version of it, right? Let us discuss the next type of error here, which is faulty comparisons. Now, as we say, we cannot actually compare apple with oranges. Now, don't take it literally, but understand that wrong comparisons are faulty comparisons, right? Let's take an example here. Ensure comparisons are logical and clear. Her cooking is better than her brother. We are talking about a skill here, and suddenly you comparing that skill to a person. Does it make sense? It does not. So what makes sense? Her cooking is better than her brother's cooking. This is the right way of saying it, right? So this is how, guys, you are supposed to find out faults or errors in the sentences and correct them for your uh, sentence correction question time. So see you in the next video with some tips for error identification and also with a couple of more types of errors. So if you really like this video, or if you are enjoying the video series that we have started with, please comment, please subscribe, and make sure you like our video. Stay tuned, and let's meet in the next part of this video.